Two clowns are eating cannibal. One says to the other clown, "This is ironic." My name is Victor Ashley and I'm a real estate agent out in Seattle, Washington. This is how you get a hold of me. Also, you can leave a comment below. The snarkier the better. And while you're at it, please hit subscribe because I cover a lot of different areas, topics, zip codes, and concepts that might be important to you. And I can be talking about your neighborhood next or even your own situation. So, feel free to follow along. I appreciate your support and thank you for subscribing. So I wanted to get into one today, and I haven't covered this one before, but I wanted to get into the sales activity and what's actually going on inside of the Washington market. Now I broke this down in 4 different areas, and these are by county, and I have King County, Pierce County, Snohomish County, and Thurston County. And I just wanted to go over some of the numbers for you, and I'll just go into it right now. So I've been hearing from a lot of different agents right now that, the market's back, or it's kind of funny because some agents say the market's back, and then other agents are like, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to get there. We are having less showings, or we're having less inventory. Well, I wanted to get into some of the numbers because I actually pulled out all that information, and this is from a company called Showing Time, as well as with the MLS data that we pull up here. So let's get into it right now. So King County, I wanted to actually go through this as a showing per listing. And last year, there was 70,000 showings total inside of April of last year. This year, there was a little under 48,000. So what that came out to is we actually went down by 22,000 to 515,000 showings less this year. That's a lot of showings. Well, I also wanted to quantitate that by a showing per listing. So a listing is when you actually are out there and you listed your house for sale. And last year it was 13.3 showings on average per house. And then at the same time this year, they're expecting a 9.7 showings per listing. Here's one thing that I want to point out to you. This is how everybody accesses your showing or your home for the most part. Whenever you hit this button, it beeps right here, and then you can use your cell phone to actually get into this, and then you get your keys. This is from a company called Supra that manages it with Showing Time. There are some agents that are out there that don't use this. This primarily is how we all use it right now, just so you know. But I want to point out that this data might be a little bit skewed one way or the other because there's some people that don't use it, and then there's also people that use this multiple times for the same house. They have to use it for the showing, they have to use it for the inspections, they have to use it for the walkthrough, and then at the same time they have to use it to get the final keys sometimes. So you're going to get a lot of different information on this because every time you hit this button and you access it, it shows up in this sheet. And then I also wanted to cover Pierce County for you guys as well. Pierce County also saw a decrease. Last year there was 22,453 homes actually shown last year inside of April for Pierce County. This year it's actually 7,000 less, and that also comes out to a 9.8 showings per listing versus a 7.5 showings per listing. Same thing with Snohomish County. There was 10,000 less, and it went from 11.2 to 8.9. And then in Thurston County, there was 2,933 less showings this year than there was last year inside the same period of time, and that was a 9.2 to a 6.3. The reason why I actually pull these out is because that's what you could be expecting to actually be showing your house for sale. Now, as you can tell, a 9.7, that's not very high. That's only 8 to 10 people actually going into your home and taking a look at it before they actually buy the house, let alone the fact that there are people that are going to have to go in there multiple times to actually take a look at it. So I wanted to cover this because it's a little bit different, because I keep on hearing from people, hey, our listings are down, this is the only reason why we're slow right now. Well, actually the listings are only down 6, maybe 10% year over year from April to April of last year. So where are all these showings going? It's kind of interesting because we don't have as many showings because we don't have as many buyers that are qualified for right now. Now, at the same time, if you're on the buyer side and you're thinking that you're going to have less competition, you're going to run into an issue in affordability and also your higher interest rates. On the seller side, you're going to also notice we're not in the frenzy that we were in the last couple of years. And then there's also the people that choose to stay exactly where they're at, and those are the renters. You might be finding right now that patience might be the best time for you. And, that might be your best option, because today, right now, it might just be better for you to be a renter at this point in time. So keep these things in mind, because I don't cover these just so I hear myself talk, but I actually want to cover these because there's a lot of things going on in this situation and also in this market, and it's completely up to you what you want to do. If you have questions on that, you can reach me right here. I'm available for consultations. And at the same time, I hope that you had a pleasant day today, because I really have appreciated working with you.